In my new series, Entrepreneur Spotlight, I interview entrepreneurs so we can motivate you and so we could show you that we all started with nothing and we didn't let that stop us. Real stories, real businesses, real entrepreneurs. Today, I have the great opportunity to interview Daniel Reyes, a prison coach. Tell me about yourself, your name, where you're from, and a little bit about your business.
Sure, and I appreciate you for having me on. My name is Daniel Reyes, aka RDAP Dan. I'm from South Florida, and for a living, I am now an official prison coach slash life coach.
Yeah, how long you been doing it?
Since the end of 2015.
I would think you would deal with a lot of not depressed, but maybe extremely sad individuals because they're about to go to prison, right?
Yep. I mean, that's how I got into it. I remember how I felt getting ready to go to prison. It was the worst experience ever.
So that's what made you get into it, and that's why you charge way less, correct?
Yeah, I charge $2,500, and they typically charge anywhere from best case maybe $5,000 up to like $15,000.
Dang. Hopefully I don't go to jail, but if I do, now I know who to go to. And you said about the first year and a half. How much money did you make, Daniel?
The first year and a half. How much money you got in your pocket right now?
Right now, I got 2 pennies.
That's probably 2 pennies more than I made my first year and a half.
But why? You weren't charging, or?
No, I wasn't charging initially. This all kind of started by accident. I posted a video on YouTube a couple of days before I went in. When I got out of prison, there was just so many comments.
And now that video, you have what, like 40,000 views?
I think so, something like that. I used to track it like every day. I'd watch it, but I realized.
Damn, man! Congratulations, man! You're on your way to being famous, Daniel. Now, you say your name, RDAP?
It's a program in the Federal Bureau of Prisons that if you qualify for this program and you successfully take it and complete it, it can reduce a federal sentence by up to 12 months.
Now, when you first started in 2015, what did you have? What did you start with? Just a laptop or not even that?
Man, I was actually using the same webcam. Actually, I've got a second webcam right here. I was using this webcam.
Yeah.
And I had my girlfriend's laptop that I would use. And that was it. No lights, no nothing.
Hey, just so I know, have you passed the $100 threshold already?
Yes, I think I've made off YouTube. I think I've made somewhere around like $3,000 off of YouTube total. Bro,
I haven't even passed $80 yet, man.
People always ask me, how do you make money on YouTube? And it's people think it's based on subscribers, which obviously I'm sure that plays a role. But as you know, it's based on views.
On views and watch time.
Yep.
YouTube wants you to make them 10-minute videos, man. What's your biggest obstacle at the moment for your business?
My biggest obstacle at the moment is we are currently in a growing phase where we need to bring in 1 to 2 more people to help that decision where we needed to expand into a small office. To be able to do that was kind of a scary jump.
So your obstacle isn't that you're not getting enough business, it's that you have too much business.
But it's a scary jump because, there's no guarantee. It's not like somebody's giving me a paycheck every week.
Yeah.
It's all based on what I do and the efforts that I put into this. And, I watch a lot of other videos from people that I would consider that I look up to and people that I would consider mentors. And they all say the same thing. It's all about making decisions. And the more decisions you make, the better you get at them. And it's easy to make excuses on why you don't do things and why I'm not going to take that jump. But I realize now that if I think about it long enough and it makes sense, I just got to move forward with it, or else I'm always going to be wondering what would have been.
You got to take that leap of faith.
Why should people do business with you?
Really kind of makes us stand out above a lot of other competitors is our YouTube channel. I don't try to pretend like I'm an attorney. I don't get on there and try to act all flashy. The way I'm dressed right now and the way I'm talking with you is exactly how we conduct all of our videos.
That's why. You're relatable and you're compassionate, you're understanding. I could pick that up right off you. If I was going to jail, I will hit you up, all right? Hopefully they don't.
Let's hope that never happens.
Well, hopefully they don't catch me, Daniel.
Yeah, I hope not.
Nah, I'm messing around. How do you talk to your customers, though?
If you watch any of my videos, my phone number is plastered on every video. People call me.
There you go.
24/7.
Always got to be advertising, man. Always. Now, I know you have a lot of people coming to you at their lowest moment. Do you ever have any tough customers?
Yes.
That face you just may say it all.
And I have clients that basically say, hey, just tell me what I got to do to get an RDAP. Well, there's more to it than that. Well, just tell me what I got to say. You're not the client for me. We turned a lady down last week because, and that's turning down money. But we're not in this. I never got into this for the money, so I never allowed it to become about the money. And that lady is now with another consultant who I know is going to steer her in the wrong direction, but she's not ready to learn yet. She's not at that point in her life yet.
Oh.
Can't lead a horse to water. Or no, what is it? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Where would you want your business at the end of 2018?
By the end of 2018, right now our major push is we're trying to position ourselves to speaking engagements within colleges. Goal is to go into these colleges and explain how important it is to focus on choices, decisions, consequences, and realize that simple mistakes that you make, and if it becomes a pattern, can ultimately maybe lead you to a life in prison.
Is this your first business that you started?
This is my first business that I've started that I built it the right way. I've had a couple businesses in the past. I had a call center in Florida, and I always put the cart before the horse. I always had these grandiose expectations. I wanted to drive the nicest car. I wanted the nicest thing. And within a short period of time, we couldn't make payroll, and people were getting angry, and it kind of imploded due to my own greediness. So this has been something that I've babied and really structured.
No, I completely understand, man. I've started so many businesses already. Well, I've failed so many businesses already, but that's how we learn.
That way, I mean, and every successful person I've ever spoken to or read books from, they all told me the same thing, that you see their success right now, but if you look at prior to that success, there was a whole lot of failure that led to that, to where they are. So keep failing.
Yeah, the more you fail, the more you learn. What's one thing that motivates you? That just every morning you get up. What's that thing that motivates you, that pushes you?
Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins, I'm sure you're familiar with Tony Robbins, motivational speaker.
The giant, right?
Decades. Yep. He wrote a book called Awaken the Giant Within Day. I send that book to all of my clients. We send that book for free to people that are in prison, because that book, it just motivates you. And I've kept this is my actual bracelet from RDAP. I've never taken it off since I got out of prison, because it's a reminder of what I had to go through to get to the point I'm at right now in my life. So we actually had about 5,000 these different colored bracelets. We have blue, pink, and white made, and we give them away for free. People go to our website. What of these bracelets are, when you catch yourself having a negative mood or you're dwelling on something negative, you look down at your wrist, and it's supposed to trigger something to make you stop in that moment and say, you know what, this isn't doing me any good. I need to go do something positive, because that's what's helped me. So just keep that momentum going.
I love that message. Love it, man. We all need that one thing that reminds us of why we're doing what we're doing. For me, my thing that reminds me, that motivates me, is I look at my PG&E bill and I'm like, oh man, I gotta get to work to pay this bill right here. You've been interviewed before.
Yeah, I have.
How was that experience?
Not as much as I'd like, but I have. It was really cool. I've been interviewed 3 times. It brought me one client, which wasn't the idea, but it grew my channel and added another probably 500 or 600 subscribers Yep.
Any advice to somebody that wants to make that jump from a home business to a location? What would you give them?
It's easy to say just jump in with both feet.
Yeah.
But if you haven't actually done your research and you think you're just going to dump some money into an office, you're going to go buy some business cards, and you're going to hang a sign on your door, you have to realize it takes much more involvement than that.
Yes.
Flashy business cards are not going to make your phone ring. You need to understand who you're targeting and how you plan to drive business through. So do your homework. Don't be greedy. Don't think you have to do everything overnight. Take your time, maintain a regular job. And the thing is never sleep. Don't ever sleep. When my friends are going out to bars and clubs,
You're
and
working.
sleeping in on the weekends, I'm here. I'm at the office. I don't ever sleep. It drives my girlfriend absolutely batty. For my first year and a half, I had a full-time job, and I still found time to put 30 hours a week into this, creating this. And you have to be willing to burn the candle at both ends and sacrifice. You might not make money, but once you get there, and if you do it for the right reasons, and you do it because you're doing something that you love, and you never let somebody scare the shit out of you and tell you it's not going to work, because many people told me, how are you going to make money with this? You really think this is going to become a business? And I just always said, I don't care if it becomes a business. I love doing it, and if I continue to do it for the right reason, it will all fall into place.
There's a saying, do what you love, and the money will follow. And I feel you're a perfect example. Hey, and I appreciate all the free 99 knowledge you just gave me, man. I feel like I got to pay you.
Visa, MasterCard, American Express, whatever you want.
That's what's up. That's what's up, Daniel. Always ready, man. You're ready. Do you have a lot of people? I mean, I'm not trying to make fun of the situation. You know, this is a very serious thing. But have you ever had a lot of people ask you that, I mean, like, how is prison? Is it like they say in the movies?
If you watch my first video, which I hope you put a clip of it up here somewhere. If you watch my first video, I had a beard that was, I look like an Al-Qaeda member. And I grew that beard out initially because I was afraid of going to prison looking like, you know, young. I didn't want to go to prison and get beat up and raped. Really is what it was. And that's what I thought it was going to be like. And no, not at all. I got to prison. Where I went was in Central Florida. It was a prison called Coleman. And Coleman Federal Prison is the largest federal prison facility in the United States. It's got a camp, a low, a medium, and 2 penitentiaries. I went to the low. And the low was behind a fence. It was razor wire. It had that scary look. But there was a half-a-mile track. There was a tennis court. There was 2 softball fields. There was a football field. There was volleyball. There was handball, horseshoes, pool tables, fitness area.
Hey, bro, you're making that sound too good. You're making that sound too good.
And that's the thing, is if you really want to use prison for the benefit, you can go there and change your mentality. You can change your physical appearance. I went into prison weighing 240 pounds, came out weighing, 190 pounds, in the best shape I've ever been in my entire life, and ready to take on and conquer the world, because I filled my mind with Tony Robbins and other motivational speakers. But no, prison is not as scary as you think it's going to be.
Where can people find you, and do you have anything you want to promote?
People can find me a couple of different ways. You can obviously find me right on my YouTube channel. You can go to YouTube and type in RDAPDan. It will come right up. Facebook, RDAPDan. Instagram, RDAPDan. Snapchat, in all those places. I've got a website, rdapdan.com. And services that we want to promote. I mean, obviously, the only service that we really have that we promote is if you're facing, or you know somebody that might be facing, federal prison or state prison. We do have services that are not only going to help them serve a shorter sentence, but we have services that can help prepare them and their loved ones for the journey that they're about to go on, because it's way more difficult than anybody can ever imagine. So what we do is we pick up where the attorney is not. When you ask the attorney, what's prison going to be like? I don't know. I've never been to prison. When you ask the attorney, well, what should my letters look like that I'm going to write the judge? Don't worry about that. Those are big things that you should worry about, because if you're not taking time with your letters and you're just writing a letter to the judge, Your Honor, I'm not a bad person. I made a mistake. I'm sorry for what I did. Please give me a second chance. This is going to be really hard on my children, or this is going to be harder on my sick and dying mother, or this is going to be hard on, I'm going to miss my animals. You tend to blame and talk about all of these things that you're going to miss without ever stopping and realizing that the judge has probably read that exact letter 10 million times. And the judge's response every time is, you know what, Dan, you should have thought about that before you committed your crime. So we educate the clients on what type of letter they should be writing. So when the judge reads it, the judge is reading a letter that he's not typical to seeing. And the clients that we've seen receive probation versus prison sentences, they weren't supposed to get probation. They weren't offered probation. The prosecutor wasn't offering them probation. The attorney told them they were not going to get probation. But the judge had the ultimate say. And the judge saw such a difference in what that person has done from the time they got in trouble to the time they went and stood in front of that judge. We have them doing thousands of hours of community service, building a mentor group, going to AA and NA meetings without ever being asked to do so. Doing all of that can create a different outcome because you're changing the way, you're changing your habits. You're no longer just sitting there going, what's my attorney going to do? Fuck what your attorney's going to do. You need to pick up the ball. No one's going to work harder for yourself than you are. So if you're not willing to do it, and when the attorney falls short, you've got no one to blame but yourself. That's how we help people go through this system and come out the other side much better.